Welcome to the Fancounters Celebrity Podcast. My name's Nick. Thank you so much for being here. We are all over social media on Twitter at Fancounters Live. If you want to join our private Facebook group, just search Sharpie Nation, kind of like the Sharpie marker you get an autograph with. You can also join our big Facebook group. That's just at Fancounters on Facebook, and we'd be happy to have you there. Last week on the show, we promoted a different episode that would be airing this week. We're going to actually do that one next week because yesterday I was given the exclusive chance to talk to Scott Davey, who rarely does any interviews. He's got some blockbuster, groundbreaking information that he wants to share with his fans. He's been blackmailed. He doesn't want to be blackmailed anymore. And that information that this person is holding against him is coming out today on Fancounters. Before we get to that, we don't get anything out of doing the Fancounters Celebrity Podcast except the joy of bringing each episode to you. So in exchange for this episode, all I'm asking you is to subscribe to Fancounters, share the show with a friend, and rate us 5 stars on your favorite podcasting platform. That alone would mean a lot to us if you would do that. So please go ahead and subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and tell a friend. And in exchange, we're going to give you this great episode with Scott Davey from Love After Lockup.
Coming to you from nowhere near the entertainment capital of the world, this is Fancounters with Nick and Elizabeth on the Podfix Network.
There was this mob of people, and they're screaming my name.
Crazy fans.
Stop following me. Don't come around my house. If you do, the cops are going to be at yours.
If I'm having dinner with my wife, don't sit down at my table. Don't follow me into the bathroom.
Can I take a picture? Oh, my God.
I think this guy wants to fight me. Ended up being a fan.
I'm the only one that's ever been on Sam Jackson and lived to tell about it.
Well, guess what? I have a big surprise for you.
That's why we call it Fancounters.
I don't think you're going to last on the air very long.
Scott Davey, welcome to Fancounters. Thanks for being here this week.
How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing well. The history behind you and I chatting, we've been chatting since May. It's now December, and finally I get you on the show, and I'm really excited to have you because we had a chance to talk with Lizzie, and she had said, she told her side of the story. Let's put it that way. And even since then, she's been giving her side of the story a lot where you've been kind of quiet. So I really do appreciate you doing this interview. And I kind of want to start with this 6-episode series we saw over the summer where she came to California to surprise you. That was truly a surprise, right?
That was absolutely a surprise.
What was it like when you opened the door and she was there? I mean, you obviously knew something was going to happen because cameras were on your side of the house, but walk me through that moment.
Yeah, I was expecting on filming something else, and they had me go out back and work on my car. And then Charlene had called me in and said there was someone at the door. Well, it was her. Elizabeth. The first 15 seconds, she just straight slaps me, and I was actually happy at first. I thought she was going to give me a surprise from Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to give me something, so taking something from me, but she slaps me.
And that was all her real reaction. That was just that wasn't something the producers told her. Or...
I cannot say on her side if it was or not, but on my side, no.
Yeah,
I know nothing about this.
Yeah, it surprised you.
Yes.
So she comes back and they wanted us to believe that she was going to try and reconcile this relationship, but it didn't seem like she was genuine with that. It seemed like she was kind of playing you. Is that how you interpreted it?
Well, I didn't necessarily want to see her, but here she is, and what else could I do?
Right. And obviously that didn't work out. I think people were surprised also. And one thing I want to kind of jump back, but you ended up buying her a car pretty much when you knew that things were on the downslide. I think that surprised a lot of people. So did she keep that car?
She actually kept the car, and I will not make a promise unless I can, uphold the promise. And I promised her a car, before she got out. I promised her, a lot of things, which I gave to her because that's a promise, and that's how I feel. If she deserved it, no, she didn't.
And so she kept the car, and you got nothing back for it, right?
Yes, she kept the car, and I never even asked for it back, honestly.
And there also is some stuff coming out about payment. Being a convict, she told me on my show she couldn't receive money for being on Love After Lockup because of you can't, compensate a felon for their crime. But yet you and her had some sort of arrangement about payment? Like you were going to split the money you got from the show with her? I mean, is that what happened, or how does that work?
Okay. The original show, season 1, she was still incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I gave her all the money. I have letters that she had written me, prove it, the whole thing. But yes, I gave her all the money. Season 2, we got a few checks early. I gave her those. I think it was like 2 checks. I gave her those 2 checks. I just, whatever. But the rest of the money, yeah, it was split 50-50. And I have all the bank statements to show how I put the money in the bank, and she pulled it out on her side. So I don't know where she came up with all this, but I paid her more than her fair share.
And she's saying now that she still feels you owe her money from the show, right?
She's lost her mind because she owes me money from the time she had gotten out. I paid for her move into her apartment. I was giving her gas money. I was giving her rent money all the way up to December, January, March was the last time I actually gave her money. And that was the last check of season 2. And she basically told me, F you. And I never talked to her again until California.
Now, are you over her? Do you want her back? I mean, where does this standing? I think your fans are kind of concerned for the fact that you're not letting her go.
No, I am so over this woman for a long time now. But she keeps bringing me up in social media, trashing me, just straight lies. And, people tell me, you should let it go. But you know what? If it's happening to you, you would kind of feel the same way. It's really, really frustrating when you help somebody for so many years and they're just trashing you. It's like, give me a little respect, a little, give me something,
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I'm over her. So I don't wish her bad, but I don't want her to make a penny off of anything because I feel she doesn't deserve it.
Do you think she's genuine? She does a lot of posting about religious verses. She posts from this Bible that she's going through and stuff. Like, is this all something to win over the people's opinion to, believe she's a changed person? Do you think she's a changed person?
No, she is not a changed person. She says, I changed. The problem is she hasn't changed. How can you post things out of the Bible about like maybe picking on people, bullying people, and then turn right around and go on a talk show and just degrade me? It doesn't seem right, and it's not.
It does seem pretty disrespectful if you did spend the $90,000 that the show advertises on her and more, and then she goes and won't leave you alone. I mean, that's got to be very difficult to deal with.
At the end of the day, okay, it was about $90,000 originally on the show, but people think it's all for drugs. No, it was not all for drugs. I paid off drug debts. I also paid for a very, very, very expensive lawyer. That was up towards $60,000, and that cost me a Corvette. Sold my car for her, and it sucks. I had 10 years of my life into that car.
Wow. And you are a car guy. You've got a lot of cars at your place, right? I mean, that's something you like to do.
Me and my son like our cars, but if there's a good buy or something I know that's really rare, I'll pick it up. I still have my high school, an old Galaxy, a 61. I used to drive that in high school. I still have it in the garage.
So a lot of the $90,000 was spent on a lawyer. You're saying almost 60, and that was in an effort to get her out, right?
Yes,
okay.
It was around $60,000 out. Okay, on when we originally went to court for the second charge, and she got the 3. The lawyer, which is a true lawyer, great guy, top-notch lawyer, he told me that he could have her off the original charge and the other 3 charges plus Wisconsin could have me standing in front of me in 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, how long is she doing? I said, about 2 months. And I said, she's just going to use again if we get her out. So basically, if I was selfish and said, let's get her out now, she would have had to stay in California for the next years to do probation, which was all 3 years probation. So Jasmine tells me her daughter said, I was holding her mother from her. No, I gave her mother.
Right.
I had her right here in California. I sent her home. She could do the damn probation there. I gave her mother, and I gave her daughter. And basically kicked me in the you-know-what's for it. Not even a thank you for selling the car. Nothing. Horrible. Just ungrateful.
Yeah. What's the deal with Jasmine? She seemed like she never gave you a chance.
You know what? I really don't know. And, December, I sent her her and her mother to a concert. And I paid for that. I paid for when she hit a deer with the car. I paid for fixing the car. I was still giving her money, too, up to, beginning of the year. And I don't know what I did to the girl except give her mother back. I guess I was a sin or something. Oh, well.
Lizzie was just on a website, starchasm.net, where she detailed questions directly about you. And so I think it's only fair that, the reason we're doing this interview, obviously, is because we want to address those things. So let's just jump right into it. Lizzie says that you used drugs to keep hold of her. And when she stopped, you were very upset about that. And she said she didn't know that you were also using drugs. So did you use drugs to keep hold of Lizzie?
That is total false. What she was doing is she was using drugs to control me. Because, I fell in love with the woman, okay? I have letters to prove it where she's saying basically, I'm going to leave you if you do not pay my drug debts and you don't give me what I want. So it's completely backwards. Why would I get mad if someone, stopped using drugs? That sounds crazy. I just wanted one letter saying where she wanted no money or didn't want something from me, a letter that said, I love you. I meant it, but I never got one.
So in that one episode, we mentioned the California visit earlier in the interview. She claimed that she found a meth spoon in your kitchen. So what's the real story behind that? Were you doing drugs at that time?
No, that's freaking crazy. That was my grandmother's spoon. I have it right here in the kitchen. I will take a picture of it. It's an old silver spoon they get kind of tarnished, and it was kind of flaking up and peeling a little bit. And it's my grandmother's spoon. It's like 100 years old. But no, that's just crazy.
Okay, so in no terms, because she says that she believes, it says right here in this interview that you have a drug addiction. True or not?
Okay, this is the deal. Years ago I did. Okay, I had quit for years. I slipped a little bit a couple years ago. Wasn't a lot, and that was actually because of her, because she wanted me to. She had me buy her crystal meth, and I was supposed to give it to one of her friends to sneak in for her, which that never went through because we got the visitation taken away. So that was the first time in like 15 years it was in front of me. Yeah, I slipped a little bit. Then I was cool. I slipped a little bit again. I was all cleaned up. When I went out to Wisconsin to pick her up, and I was clean since then. And then when she slapped me, I ain't gonna lie, I threw down a couple of Vicodins and drank a beer, because I have had a Vicodin problem in the past from a bad knee, and I was just like, I was so hurt when she slapped me like that, because
nobody deserves that, and nobody should be smacked around like that, male to female, or female to male. That should never happen.
No, it shouldn't. And she was when she got out, and she was kind of abusive to me when she got out. She wasn't, the nicest person in the world. Put it this way, she spent more time with her friend that was down than with me. And that hurt, because, she's supposed to, be in love with me, we'll work stuff out. It was just horrible. That's what really hurt. And the putting the head down deal, when she got out, man, she walked by me like she was a superstar, and I was dirt, and that really hurt me, because I've done all this for the woman, and I never asked nothing in return, but a thank you, not even sex or nothing like that. That was the furthest thing from my mind. Okay, I wanted to get to know her. I liked talking to her. Okay, but at the end of the day, she wanted to have nothing to do with me, and I can say that.
Yeah, it was weird. What was weird about your story during the Love After Lockup show is the fact that it followed other couples for what seemed like months, where they followed you guys for what seemed like days. It was not a very long time that you guys were actually together. And I would have to imagine, if you're in prison, I've never been, so I can't say, but I have to imagine if you are in there for years, that getting out is just this explosion of freedom, as we saw when you took her to the gas station and she got every snack she could, that they just don't know how to handle themselves. And if they feel like one person is trying to tie them down, they might push that person away. Is it possible that that's what happened because you were trying to get so close so fast?
No, that is no, because when the cameras was on, she was holding my hand and kind of smiling on my face. Cameras off, and she would even hold my hand. She just got in and she leaned up in the corner and nothing. She was nothing. Even the first lunch with everybody, she said, "Oh, I want to go, spend some time with my daughter." And she sat with her daughter talking to everybody else, and me and my son were on the complete other side of the restaurant. Like there was no respect over my feelings at all, one bit. And I never pushed her into anything, holding my hand, nothing. It would have been nice, but no, she was totally cold to me. And right about then I thought, oh shit, what have I done?
Is there any other rumors that you know of? Those are the ones that I just found real quick.
Okay. The Chris with the K, totally true. Okay. I think I was still in Wisconsin shooting, or I was done shooting, and she was dating the man already. Okay. So I don't even think we were broken up, but I know as soon as I got back down to California, she told me, "Oh yeah, I went to get a hamburger with this guy." And then we went on a date, but he grabbed her butt. So she got mad at him and slapped him.
Okay.
That's what she... So that's true. Chris with the K is true. This new guy, Drew, okay, says they have no money, both of them, right? How do they go to football games? They're out every weekend.
Yeah.
That's just a bunch of BS to show everybody that she's not a gold digger anymore. But that's false.
You think she's still a gold digger, still looking for that person to support her?
Oh, yes. Because, I got to say this, what she did when she was in prison, that's understandable, okay, because she had a drug addiction, okay? But she said in one of the interviews, she always had a locker full of stuff. That's fine, whatever. But when she got out, I think in one of her little interviews she had just done, it says something that she would ask her tricks for $10,000 and promise to move in with her. Okay, now, this is no BS. She really was not going to shoot this, okay? She was like, basically, I'm going to lie, I gave her the $10,000 and she promised to put it for the interstate transfer. And she said she was not going to break up with me on camera, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So she got them, and she broke up with me on camera. And I supported her through the next 8 or 9 months. Until I finally, the checks ran out, and I said, "Hey, what about this interstate transfer?" And her exact words, she said, "F you." And she hung up the phone. I never heard from her again. But yes, she did get me for $10,000, and she promised to put it for the interstate transfer. You can stick me on a polygraph, on any of this. I will pass, 100%. I know that sounds bad, Nick, but hey, I get it. I'm sorry. I love the woman.
And that's the thing. Yeah, you're so attached to the woman that you spent years with communicating, but she treated you so badly. People are probably wondering, why are you so dedicated to making this work with her, especially when it is at such a financial cost, not to mention the emotional cost?
Nick, after the original breakup, when she said you have no money, that was true. Okay, I have money left, but she thought I had no money left. That was true when she did that. Okay. I was just kind of like over the situation, but she changed her phone number the first time. Okay. In the next 8 months after that, she would call me still, and she would ask me for money, ask me, she needed a winter coat. She needed food on the table. She needed her rent paid. And me being a nice guy, I did it because she promised the interstate transfer.
Which she took the money to spend on something else.
Oh, yes. I don't know what she spent it on, but she spent it on something else.
How do you think people are seeing you as far as all of the comments that she's come out with lately? Are you worried about the perception that you have among the followers of this show?
Actually, yes, I am. Because I have done nothing wrong. Only thing I done wrong was love somebody and trust them. Okay, that's the only thing I did wrong, and it hurts to have someone just so many lies about you because she wants to look better. Because the original show, season 2, 100% real. She did not like the way she was being portrayed as a gold digger, and you did this and you did that. That's why she started all this. This thing with her new boyfriend where he has no money. Oh, they can go everywhere though. She's trying to squash the what people were thinking that she's a gold digger and she's a liar and she's a vile person. Her daughter even called her a liar on one of the interviews. She said, "Mom, you're a habitual liar. You lie about everything." She just kind of laughed it off. But just like I said, I'll go on a polygraph, anything. I just want to prove to everybody that I'm not innocent. Okay, I know what I did wrong, and I will admit it, and I will fess up to it. But just what she did to me is just, she took it to another extent.
And there was no cheating on your part, right? I mean, you were faithful to her the whole time that you were with her.
100%. 100%. And if you really think about it, Nick, okay, when she got the other charges, I was going to jump her. I really was. Because I was like, this woman, if she's doing this, she doesn't love me, okay? And I stuck my foot down. I said, look, no more tricks, nothing. I'll pay for this lawyer, okay? I said, no more tricks. You have to stop. And she promised. And then she actually did quit using, which I was really surprised. She did quit using. But if I didn't pay for that lawyer, they were going to give her another 8 years, okay? Do you think I deserve a thank you? She tried to tell somebody that she never even had a lawyer, that she had a public defender. And I paid $1,000 an hour for this man.
Wow.
Yeah, she's basically driving my Corvette around. That's what it comes down to.
It's awful because she just has she's really turned the public perception around. I think at first everybody thought, wow, what a gold digger. And now I'm looking at all the stuff that she's got going on and kind of get your response to this, but she's selling T-shirts now. She is on something with iHeartRadio. I'm like, she's like everywhere now. I think she totally used the show and how she treated you to start her own thing.
Yes, Nick, you're totally right. And here's the weird thing. Remember I was going to sell the swimwear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started selling it, and somehow in her little squirrel squad, whatever she was calling that, they were basically ordering the stuff and sending it back used. So that went nowhere because what can I do? I can't sell something used to people.
No.
Because that's disgusting. Okay, so she ruined that. She ruined an $80,000 a year job, destroyed that. Okay, she has destroyed 2 relationships already. This new one, I have her hid. That's why I never said her name. Great woman. But people don't realize what I have been through with this woman. It's all about her being famous. Because somewhere along the line, she told me, Scott, I cannot be with you because you're standing in my way of being famous, which is her way of being famous.
When did she say that?
She was going to have to eliminate me. She said it to me in a stupid text message. But she said she was going to have to eliminate me.
After she surprised you in California or before?
No, this is before, between the time we broke up and December.
Okay, just trying to put the timeline together because these shows are very delayed when they come out.
Yes, okay. Basically, she said she was going to have to delete me. And then she proceeded on telling everyone I was stalking her. Everybody. That I was a stalker. And this is ridiculous. I'm 3,000 miles away from the woman. I don't even like her anymore. I'm not going to spend another cent on her. It's like, come on, a stalker. And she's a good talker. Okay? And she can talk away to anything. It's just, it was amazing. And just, that's one reason why I'm doing this finally. I just stayed away from this whole thing because I was like, look, she's crazy. She's lost her freaking mind. But then I just heard this last one, and on her website, she says, what's a face? Oh, what's in the face? If you want to talk about what's in the face, go ahead. Quit treating me. That got under my skin, but this last interview was it. I just had it. And, the ring, she posted a ring, up there saying, oh, look, he bought me a $98 ring. Well, that was messed up because if you look on the show, that was it was a gold ring that she gave back to me. The thing she's trying to show everybody was a silver ring for $98, which she pulled it down right after that.
So to get the value out, how much was the ring? It was not $98. It was more like...
The first one, maybe $4,000 or $5,000. That was the first one.
That's an amazing price for a ring.
I would be happy. I would be happy without a ring. If someone would just say, hey, Scott, I love you for the person you are. I wouldn't even need a ring. Just the fact that, waking up every morning that someone, actually gives a flying, about me.
Yeah, but you don't need a ring, but she did.
Oh, yes. And I can understand that a woman wants a ring,
Mm-hmm.
So I got her a nice ring. And yes, I did throw it in the toilet with my phone.
Wow. I would have taken that with you, Scott.
No, I was just disgusted because what she said was out of line, and it was actually a little worse. And they didn't put that in there because I think it was a little too rough, like me having to relive it, every time I see the damn thing. But yeah, Sharp Entertainment they've been really good to me, and I'm happy how they portrayed me because that was the truth, how we were portrayed.
And I will tell you, I've had a lot of discussions with people at Sharp because I've had lots of Love After Lockup guests. There's one gentleman in particular. I don't think I need to name a name, but I'm going to tell everybody. He's a VP there, and he thinks very highly of you. He's very protective over you. He was surprised when I first mentioned that we would do an interview together. He just wanted to make sure that you were presented in your best light. And of course, I told him, it's obvious you have a big heart. That has come out on the show. And,
yes.
I do not present any stories that are not, true, especially when you're telling a heartfelt story. We're not going to turn it around into something that it's not. And so I want the audience to know, and the listeners and the fans, you have a really good reputation at Sharp. They care a lot about you as a person. And I think that is all because of the way that things were done to you on the show.
Yes. And it's the truth, and I can say season 2 was 100% the truth. It really was. And, the Life After Lockup, that was kind of, our thing. But season 2, 100%, and they were always, good people with me. They put up with me. They might have had to have someone a little extra maybe to reel me in sometimes when I'd get kind of, a mouth on me or start saying something, making a joke, which, I'm a funny person, I think. But I think he originally knew I was damaged in the right ways. I have a motor in my living room. I have a picture of Reagan and Gorbachev that's basically 12 feet long and 6 feet high. Because he get some artwork. So I got some artwork.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's what you picked.
Artwork. And I actually found it. I found it in the alley. My son did. It's great. But Sharp Entertainment, WeTV have been great to me. He has really like I said, he still calls and checks me. And I actually consider him my friend. And he said, he really doesn't do that usually. He even offered to pay for counseling for me, or a therapist.
Wow.
I'm really the man. I really.
You're the guy we saw on TV.
Yes, 100%, and that's the scary part. I don't know about all the other couples because when I told the original story, she was incarcerated. She really had no say so over it, and I said, I'm going to tell the truth. And I told the truth. I told him about the $90,000 and his job about hit the freaking floor. And I said, I got all these receipts to prove it. He's like, you're kidding me. I go, no, it's the truth. 100%. I support her, but she said, we're going to make this work. I'll help you pay it back. I'll help you. Don't worry. Just get me through this. And I got her through it. And I promised her, I said, look, honey, look, I will be here at the end of this. I will make it to the end, which I did. I made it to the end, and she dumped me. Straight out. Because that was the promise I made her. I promised her. I'll be here. And I will not make a promise unless I know I can keep it. And I kept that promise. How hard it was, I kept it.
Now, we're about to turn over a new year in a couple weeks. So it's a brand new start. A lot of people, take the first of the year as a way to change their life and do new things and all of that. So you obviously heard in the most recent interview Lizzie talk about you, but let's address Lizzie directly. If she was on the line right now, what would you say to her?
I would tell her tell her I really do feel sorry for her. That, she can hurt all these men and just act like it's a joke. I mean, and it's not a joke. I mean, these are people's feelings. She's lucky someone hasn't stuck a gun into their mouth and shot himself, honestly, because you're messing with people's feelings, and it was never the money. Never the money. And people don't understand that. People say, oh, you wanted her for the sex because she's good looking. No. I enjoyed talking to her. That was the whole thing. Talking to her, even just walking with her. Because, she's actually an amazing woman. But she has to do all this to lie about me to basically destroy me. And it's not fair because I put a lot of work into this. A lot of work. This cost me a lot of money out of my pocket. Okay, which that's not the studio's fault. That was my choice. Okay, but to be treated like this is just ridiculous. And that's why I always said I will go on a polygraph, anything, just to prove myself. And I know she won't do it. I know she won't.
And as far as she talking about you and bringing you up all the time?
I really can't do nothing about that. Okay, that's just what she's going to do. If she feels the need to destroy me more, go right ahead. You can't do any worse than you've done to me already. You really can't. I mean, I look like an idiot. I look like a moron. I look like I'm stupid. I knew what I was doing, and no, she did not twist my arm to give her the money. I gave her the money because I'm a nice guy. Okay, but it's what she did to me after she got it. That's what gets me. Okay, and she said in that interview, oh, come on, whoever she was interviewing with, I was in prison. I had no other choice. That's fine. I understand that. But she doesn't bring up the fact that what she did after prison, that's what pisses me off. It really gets under my skin. And there's another thing. I don't know. Someone else was running another kind of tabloid. Her name was Shooting Fingers. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, kind of look it up maybe and see who she was or is, right? Basically what she did is she got in contact with Shooting Fingers before season 2 even aired. She had talked so much trash about me. This woman had spent a month writing this article on what a jerk I was, right? All this stuff I done. Well, she gave me the common courtesy to contact me first. And she said, well, she said this about you. Prove that a lie. And the next one a lie. 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 And now she said, look, Scott, I'm sorry. And I said, what? And she said, because we viewed you, we did not like you. We thought you were a jerk. And he goes, you're actually a really nice guy that got burnt. And I said, correct. So she got really mad. She got really mad at Elizabeth and called her and said, hey, what's the deal? You had me, you've been jerking me around for the last month. And Elizabeth hung up the phone and blocked her.
Oh, my gosh.
She has. She told me when I first started talking to her, she said, look, Scott, I'm going to tape you. And if you lie to me, I will air this. I go, you know what? I won't say her name. I said, you know what, Shooting Fingers? I said, you know what? Go ahead, tape me. I give you permission to air it if I lie to you, right? So she has all these tapes on her. How she was dating, right when she got out, everyone she was having sex with, just laughing at me, just straight laughing, just making fun of me and just, picking on me. And she's the only one that knows the truth. No, well, now everyone else does.
Now everybody does.
It came out of her mouth, okay? She knows the truth about this woman. And I don't know what happened to her. I kind of think she was a college student, maybe doing like a 4-year study. Because right when the school year, school was over, all of a sudden she disappeared. But she holds the key to everything. And she could kill the monster. She really could.
Well, we're doing that now.
Yes. And you know what? If she's going to make a dime, it just gets under my skin that she can even make a dime off of all this stuff she's done to everybody, not just me, but everybody that she admits to. She admits it. And did you ever hear one, I'm sorry, from that woman's mouth? No. No. She had my son all, okay, she's going to have a new mom. She's never really had a mom because that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it just really sucks. People say, why, did you, help a heroin addict? I'll be truthful. When I was 18, I had a girlfriend and she did OD and died right in front of me. Maybe it was helping out somebody else, or maybe I felt a little responsible for the death. But I really don't know. But, I helped the woman out. She got off heroin, and I didn't say I saved her life, but I went to visit her one time in prison, and she was so messed up it wasn't even funny. She couldn't even walk. But she was looking up at me. And they used to call her London in there. And she was looking up at me, and I seen Elizabeth way down there. She was still there. The light was still there. And I thought to myself, you know what? I want to try to help this woman out. And ever since then, it was rough. It was rough. But, I slowly seen her coming out. And when she had quit, I was so happy that she quit. She started getting her health back, started looking really good. And this is what I get for, helping somebody. I get my heart broken and basically trashed in social media.
I'm kind of surprised at the story you just told me about the friend that passed, and I'm really sorry that happened, especially in front of you. But then following that, when you meet Lizzie, you're helping her get drugs. That doesn't make sense that you would want to do that possibly to somebody else. I mean, she could have OD'd in prison, couldn't she?
No, it wasn't that, Nick. It was okay. There was drug debts, okay, but it was almost like killing with guilt in a way, because she was getting the money anyways from other people. She was gonna do the drugs no matter what. Okay, no matter what she was gonna do them, was it for me or somebody else, she was gonna get the money some way. So it was almost like I'm gonna kill her with guilt. And I think it really started. It really started like working on her. That's why I said, "Oh, I have no money for my son to eat now because I gave you the money." Things like that. And I could see, I think yes, it could get to her. But then she turned around and tried to call me a liar and said I did all this. And the funny thing is, she wanted to dump a trick one time, right? And I said, "Look, honey, you don't like liars. Just tell them, hey, you lied to me, so it's your fault I'm dumping you." Exactly what you did to me. Stuck my foot in my mouth, huh?
Yeah.
And it's the end of the day, people are like, maybe, why were you so lenient with her? Why? I'm gonna tell you the truth is, I did federal time. Okay, it's out there a little bit, but it will come out there sooner or later. So I'll just be honest about it. Yes, I did more than a few years federal time. So I know exactly what she was doing from the start. I'm not stupid. But yes, I did maybe almost as much time as she did.
Wow. Drug related?
No, it was not drug related in any way.
Okay. So what happened?
I crafted a tool to break into ATMs. That's the bottom line.
And so you had been doing this for a while, I would assume.
Just 15 years.
Wow. All right. So I think, can you elaborate a little bit more on it? I mean, that sounds like for 15 years, that must have been a lot of money. So that would lead me to ask, like, where did the money go? And, like, how'd you get caught and all that?
How I got caught, my ex-wife, she kind of knew what was going on, but not completely. She threatened if I divorced her that she would turn me into the FBI. And she did. And I was thinking, at the end of the day, it could be, 5-10 years in prison or life with her. I'll take the prison all day long. She was a nice woman.
Okay. So the ex-wife turned you in. So
yeah, basically.
And had you spent this money that you'd been taking for 15 years?
Actually, I put it in the bank and I lived out the interest. And I gave it all back at the end of the day, except the interest.
Wow. And these are some of the stories that, this is the story that Lizzie has kind of blackmailed you with since you've known her pretty much, right?
Yeah, you can say that. It's one of those things, you trust somebody. And at the end of the day, when the story, the storyline, which was true, to all her, her favor. So she started changing it up and basically held this against me, and I'm tired of it. So here it is. I'm throwing it out there because someone else is going to throw it out there, and it's going to get all changed around, what I really did. But that's what I really did.
Okay. Is there anything else about this that you want to make sure is out there that nobody can misconstrue, or we don't want any internet rumors to start, right? I mean, that's the real point about doing this interview, is the fact that you're throwing things out there as the truth so that people don't have to make stuff up. This is it. This is what happened. Is there anything else or anything you want to clarify?
I'm going to say right now, I'm sorry I did it. It was a huge mistake. I ran for years, and I was kind of happy when I got caught, actually.
It had to be a relief.
Happen sooner or later. So, I just want everyone to know before it gets thrown out there, and I'm surprised it hasn't. So I just kind of want to, set it straight where it gets all cockeyed and sideways and everything else. And I went in there and I took a plea. Okay. I did my time. Okay. I'm sorry I did it. If I ever do it again, I'll go away for like 60 years. But yes, I've been in federal prison.
That would definitely explain not having a problem looking for somebody in prison for love.
No, I didn't. I really did, because you know what? Prisoners have feelings. They have, feelings too. I'm a good guy. Okay. I just was, I don't know, I thinking the wrong way. I don't know. It was almost fun when I was doing it. So that's what the judge basically said. It says, you don't look like a criminal. I said, well, I'm sorry. I said, I did it, Judge, and I think that's what saved me, is I just walked in there with my lawyer and said, look, I did it. I don't want to waste your time. Just sentence me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to spend any more of you guys' money. Just sentence me, please. So I think he really felt highly about that, and he can see what kind of person I was. And that's what yes doubts when I was using. And the rest of it was Vicodin. When this last drug test, that was Vicodin. Straight out. Vicodin and beer. The night before, 2 days before, when she slapped me.
And you are completely on the straight and, they call it the straight and narrow now. You're living the good life and the true life and all that now, right?
Completely. I mean, I'm completely, criminal-wise, nothing. I signed the devil's agreement. If I do it again, I'll get 20 years. So that's out of the question.
Right.
Yeah, I messed up on drugs a little bit here and there, but end of the day, the last 3 years that they're, hell, could you blame me? Honestly.
Well, I don't know what your ex-wife was like.
No, I mean, not life. I mean, Liz.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was doing good. The whole last year, I was like, okay, I got this. I'm all straightened out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get a big old slap. Thanks a lot.
Right.
For what? For someone telling me, you have no money. I don't need you. That kind of sounds like to me. That's kind of a green light to go get another girlfriend.
Oh, definitely. Yep. If somebody's just in it for the money, that's not love.
It's not. That is, that's basically lying, which I'm accused of constantly, and that's the whole thing. Half the things she says is true, and I'll admit everything she says that is true. That she says the parts that are true, I won't say that's true, but the parts that are lies, it's just ridiculous. And I blackmailed her over the money. I'm the user. I was controlling. None of that. I am probably the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Well, give us some happy news. Where are you now? What's going on in your life now? Give us an update.
Actually, I'm almost 7 months clean. I don't like counting because it's not, it don't matter to me. As long as I'm clean, that's fine. About 7 months clean. I have a new girlfriend, and she's actually really nice.
I hope so. You say actually really nice.
She says, it's got she goes, you're broken in so many ways, but I love you and you're a nice person. And I said, thank you for seeing that. Because I can say this, I have never, ever cheated on a girlfriend. I never cheated on my ex-wife, nothing. No matter how much I was abused or pushed around or anything. I caught everyone else cheating on me. And I never understood that. How can you treat someone so good and get cheated on? It's like, where are all the real women, that stand like me.
Did she find you because she saw you on the show, or did she not know you were on the show?
No, it's kind of a long story, but that might come out later. It was just kind of funny how we met, and It wasn't about the show. It really wasn't. I passed her out the first 5 minutes.
But she recognized you from the show.
Yes, she did recognize me from the show, but she told me, Scott, I'm not going to ask you for a dime. And the woman has never asked me for a dime. Nothing, not even gas money, anything. And it's amazing. It really is. It feels good because everyone else, the last, 2 years after, being on TV, I don't know who's in it for the money, or maybe they want to be on the show or think they're going to be on the show.
Sure.
I really don't. But it's just, I want, someone, true. That says, hey, look, I love you, I'll know it's over when I roll over one morning and want to go to work. That's when I'll know
Instead
it's
of
over.
not be with you. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? When you sleep with your spouse and you look at her in the morning and think, oh God, I want to go to work. Yeah, then it's over with. But when you want to lay in bed still, then it's not over with. There's something there.
Since the show, then, from what I'm hearing from you talking, you are having trouble identifying whether people want to associate with you because you've been on the show and not. It has caused some trust issues with you and people. Is that what I'm gathering?
Oh yes. When I was in high school, Nick, I used to, pray to God, say, God, just send me one woman over a 6, please. And now there's 4,000 of them. They want to marry me, or they think I'm a great guy. Come to live with me. I'll pay your bills. You'll never have to work the rest of your life. But I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I've had offers for sex constantly. These are from really nice looking women. But I know at the end of the day what they're in it for. And I'm really not like that. People think that I'm not.
Well, no, because you want somebody to love you for you and be with you because they like you, not they liking what you've been a part of in hopes of getting a piece.
Well, yeah, I could see changing a little bit for somebody. Hey, I'm okay. I'm not a dirty guy. People go, oh, you're disgusting. You're a dirty guy. You're this, no, that. I'm a working man, okay? I clean up pretty good, but I'm working a 16-hour day. 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. That's my life, is working. And one reason not, I got to pay off bills here.
Yeah.
But my son has not been affected one bit. My dog, my bulldog, Blue, affected one bit, nothing. I just kind of, I'm glad I did the show. I'm sorry that Elizabeth had that, be like this and continues to be like this towards me, but there's no reason for trashing me, anything, saying, oh, do you ever have sex with him? She'll say, oh, no, God, I would not have sex with that man. I could have been mean and say, hey, you know what? Hey, well, maybe I don't want to have sex with you. Or, our first kiss, she said, was, oh, the first kiss was horrible. I mean, I could have been mean and said, well, I didn't know if I should give you a breath minter or a piece of toilet paper, I could have said something like rude like that, what she was doing to me, but no, I refrained from it.
Yeah.
And it really, it's been hard, but now she's just pushing to that point where I just want people to know the truth one time. And that's why I'm doing it just one time. People on Facebook say, oh, just let it go, let it go, let it go. Well, you know what? If it happens to you, then tell me that. I made a couple T-shirts. I made like a silk screener. I made a couple T-shirts, kind of clowning her a little bit. It's kind of funny, people thought, if you look at my Facebook.
So you've kind of gone, you've gone at her a little bit too, then.
Oh no, that's only the last 2 weeks. Only the last 2 weeks. This is the only time I have gotten at her, was the last 2 weeks here, because that little crack about what's his face, and then what she said about me being mad when she quit using, that was it. That pushed me over the freaking edge. And she can do it to me, I can do it to her.
Sure.
That's it. I made a T-shirt that first says, it's all in your head, right?
Yep.
Well, I put it's all in her head, but I basically voided out the her. I mean, I basically voided out the your head, the your, and I put her in its place. So mine says it's all in her head.
I see it now. Yep. It's all in her head. And then you also have, she's a gold digger.
Yeah. I was going to make one tonight saying she's still a gold digger. And another one, so people know, it's a bully boss. Because someone someone was commenting on something, and one of my boss's son, got on my Instagram and said, Scott, when you're done screwing around, why don't you get up to Malibu and deliver the 1-inch rock? And people were like, oh, you're such a bully boss. So that's where that bully boss is going to come from. I might call it company bully boss. I don't know, but that's just me. I got a bad sense of humor.
All right. Well, you mentioned the sense of humor a couple times, so I want to ask you a question that I've seen many fans ask in different Love After Lockup forums, and this one does require you to keep a sense of humor.
Yes.
Your teeth were part of the show as far as getting them fixed and all of that. And what fans noticed was after they got fixed, other episodes after that, they weren't fixed. And so what was going on with the whole teeth situation, and where are you now with, fixing that?
Okay, the whole teeth situation is every time I got up the money, she spent it. Okay, bottom line, she spent it. I had a partial up top like a bridge. Yes, she did knock it out when she jumped on me. That was not BS. I really just fought on
was
her like
crazy.
that.
Okay.
I swallowed it. Okay, I fake swallowed it. I hadn't quite gotten my bottom ones, fixed. During shooting, I actually went home for like 4 days. And then they were just covered. They're like veneers. I don't know what you want to call them. They're like veneers. You just covered them up.
Okay.
Okay. So right now I have my replacements in. They look okay. They don't look bad. They were basically knocked out. Just like I said, I'm not bad hygiene like people say, this and that. Two were knocked out at work. One was knocked out on my bike. And I just, every time I got the money up, it's like she spent it. And I'd be like, hey, this is for my teeth. She's like, oh, no, it's okay. Well, we'll take care of it. I still love you, your teeth. And she's the one that clowns me the most about it. It makes me look like, I'm like never brushed my teeth or something. That's far from it.
No. Okay. Well, no, they were just mentioning that your teeth looked fixed in an episode, and then it went back to not being fixed. And
yeah, they were just up in there really quick. Because I knew a dentist down here, and he actually made me one. It was really fast. And that's one reason why I flew home.
Got it.
Just at least one time with straight teeth, and implants are expensive.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Especially when you need several. If you need several.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. But no, my teeth are cool. They'll last me another 6 months. I'm joking.
Are you watching Love After Lockup anymore?
Yes, I do actually. I think it's okay. I don't have a problem with anybody. They're pretty decent storylines. I can't believe, Elizabeth said she only watched one person. I think that was kind of, mean to Sharp Entertainment and WeTV to say, yeah, you're on the show, but you only watch one person on it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another thing that really kind of gets me. Everyone refers to itself as the star of Love After Lockup, right? There's 40 stars, okay? It should be one of the stars from Love After Lockup, okay? Because if you want to be viewed as a star, that's fine. I'm not a star. I'm not an actor. I'm just the same old freaking idiot I was 3 years ago. It's the actors. When they cut us up into pieces and put us all back together, that's how they make us act. I'm not an actor. And that's what I guess it's good about me is it hasn't gone to my head. I get fans that come over Halloween. I had more people come over and take pictures and autographs with me. I did trick-or-treaters. And I would invite them in. I didn't care. You want a soda? You want to hang out? But that's just me. Because, I'm just a nice person.
What's been your craziest encounter with a fan? What's some weird stuff that's happened?
Actually, first season, I was sleeping. And I guess I forgot to lock my front door. About 3:30 in the morning, I smelled something. I smelled something funny. And I opened up my eyes and there was this woman standing over my bed.
What?
And she said, I'm the biggest fan. And she started taking off her shirt. I was like, holy, you know what? This is not happening right now. And I asked her if she wanted something to drink. She said, yeah. I was there and I basically called 911. And I told the cops, this is the story, this is who I'm in. This lady's in my freaking house. And she's getting naked right now. And I said, don't come up to the cop car because there's something wrong with her. I said, just maybe walk up, okay? I gave her a soda and I told her there was some people out front that wanted to talk to her from the studio and they're dressed as cops. And that woman walked right out front And she just started talking to those cops. I told them, don't arrest her. I don't want no charges, nothing filed on her. Just get her some help. Because she was a fan. I guess she was in love with me. I don't know. But I didn't want to hurt someone's feelings like that.
That's just, insane.
Just because she was at my house, it's kind of scary, but,
Yeah, real scary.
Yeah, well, it was kind of funny in the morning. I don't think that smell came out of my room for a week.
It must have been a bad smell.
It would smell bad, so. but that was the worst thing. And only reason why they knew where I lived is you looked in the background, and you could see the old hospital.
Wow, that's a little bit of research.
No, it wasn't even really. I mean, the people that live around here, they've seen the hospital.
Well, yeah, I guess if you are from around there, it wouldn't be tough. For somebody like me to find you, though, that would take some time.
My family's been in Oxnard since the start. I mean, we have a school named after us. Wow. My uncle was the first mayor, first sheriff. That's how long we've been here. So and it was funny. She told me one time, Scott, Elizabeth told me, I really never really had a family, and thank you for letting me have your family. And they were already to basically take her in, like one of theirs. And that sucked. It really did. She was like, I think you'll make Jasmine a great father. But that was all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Lies. So.
Well, you do have two interesting friends on your Facebook. You are friends with both Clint and Tracy, both from the show. Do you have a relationship with them as far as a friendship, or do you know, how is it just?
No, I don't. I don't. I do not know how they got on there.
Oh,
I go through there sometimes. I'll just start pressing confirm. I don't care who you are. I'll confirm you.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
Because what's funny about that is we tried to have Clint and Tracy on the show probably while their story was still going on, and they would not do it if I didn't pay them. And I'm like, we don't pay anybody, and I'm certainly not going to start with, no offense to anybody who's on reality TV, but I'm not going to start with reality TV stars. If I'm going to pay somebody, you're going to be in a major motion picture or something,
You're kidding me. They wanted money?
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't do it if I didn't pay them.
Oh, man. You know what? Give me your address. I'll send you a check.
You want them on the show.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a good storyline, but, hey, I don't think so much money, but, hey, that's them. They can have some money. Yeah. I actually know Andrea. I met Andrea in person.
Did you?
I met the other lady. Who's the one that her boyfriend was in federal prison? The one about my age.
Not on the newest season, right?
What's her name?
Angela and Tony.
Yes, Angela. I met Andrea in Chicago, and I kind of met Angela. Me and Andrea, we sat down. We were bullshit, and that was before anyone was out. And she had a big old hamburger. We had like Hard Rock. She was like, "Here, have half of it." It was freaking huge.
Dude, I would think lunch with Andrea would be really fun.
Yeah, it was, and there was, we got to whatever we had to do. We had to do some shooting and stuff, and there was the original guys on there. The one that the girl ended up back in prison.
Oh, right, from Chicago.
Yeah, those two, and the other one that her boyfriend broke up with her too, and dating that other girl.
Yeah, talking about Jonna, right?
Yeah, her, and it was kind of funny that I had like long hair, and it was raining, and they take me over there, and I walked into this room because they told me, Scott, you're like, don't wear your good clothes, you're just gonna screw them up. I said, okay, that's fine. So I brought a bag, but it's raining, my hair is wet, and I walked through these doors. There's a buffet there. I'm like, heck yeah, food, it's on. If it's free, I'll take free, and it's for me.
Right? Yep.
I'm eating, and one of the security guards would come in, and he said, sir, what are you doing? And I said, I just smelled the food. I'm hungry. And he proceeded on taking the food away from me and pushing me out the door.
What?
Because I look like a homeless man.
Oh my gosh.
But that's my form of entertainment. But anyways, I had sat down at the same table as the girl and the guy, because their spouses were still in prison. I sat on the other side of the table. They said, "You on the show?" I said, "Yeah." And they got up and moved. They got up and moved. I was like, that's great.
Rude.
I don't know why. I took a shower. I washed my clothes. they looked at me and they're surprised. And I remember the first I had to do a Skype thing with the studio, and she had done one when she was in prison, out of her room and sent it to them. And they got their first look at me. And I remember someone kind of snickering. You kind of know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no way, this guy is freaking ugly. There ain't no way. They're kind of snickering. But, the man you had talked about?
Yeah.
He had total faith in me. Do not know why. He had total faith. He said, come on, do this for me, Scott. I go, hey, I stutter. And he said, that's even better. He said, that's good TV. I turned it up. The Life After Lockup deal. Okay. Me getting naked, that was not scripted. Okay. Elizabeth always had to be the center of attention. Okay. So what I did is I took that center of attention away. I came out naked like that. They about died laughing.
All of America did. I think that was.
Yes, and it was fun because about 2 minutes later, the man you're talking about called me back, and he goes, Scott, and I said, yes, I got naked. He goes, we're going to use it. And I could hear everyone in the background clapping. He goes, everyone just watched it. And I said, that's what it's for. And the throwing the ring in the ocean, I threw it in the ocean. That was her Valentine's Day present that she wanted. She'd asked me for a ring, and I bought it for her. And then she took off. So I gave it to her then. And me throwing the money at her in the street, that was me. That was all my idea because she didn't want to talk to me no more. So I figured, here, I'll just throw $5,000 at her and see if she want to talk to me.
And how much of that money got recovered?
Oh, all of it. All of it did. Yeah, all of it did.
I watched that and I thought, that's got to be fake money. There's no way he just did that.
No, that was the whole thing about me, Nick, is I'm not right. And I'd be the first to admit that. I'm not right. It's just, that was funny. That was a sense of humor. I mean, come on. Putting the picture over my party favorites, that was great. Because it was funny because the sound man was like, I go, hey, hold on. Because I was supposed to change to go to the beach. And he hears me taking off my stuff. And I knew him pretty good, so he trusts me with his equipment, And he comes in the back. He goes, oh, dude. And I was naked. I just had my socks on. She was like, dude, what are you doing? And I said, just hold on, dude. It's going to be freaking great. And he came up and he's like, I got to get my boom out. So I had no mic on. And they were like, why do you got to get your boom out?
Yeah.
I come out like it was the funniest thing in the world.
Oh my gosh.
That was kind of one of my brothers was like, well, most of my brothers were laughing about it. I don't know about my parents because I never told them I did it until it came out. But that was like, I think that man had said that was probably one of the best 5 moments in his whole career.
Wow. All right. So to wrap things up a little bit, Scott, Lizzie's going to hear this, I'm sure, and she's going to hear everything that you have to say. She's not with Drew anymore. What if she gives you a call and says, hey, for whatever reason, let's work this out. Are you going to take the bait?
Nick, I really don't think I could do it. It would take a lot. It would take a lot to do it. Yeah, I still care for her. I still love her right now. I'm not in love with her. Okay. But yes, I still love her. I don't wish her the worst. Obviously she does to me, but no, I don't wish her the worst. I'm not a great looking guy, but I've been working out. I've been working on myself a lot. That's not for her. It's for me.
That's great. Good. Yeah, I don't think you should take the bait. I'm just saying. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no. That would take a lot.
I have never courted a guest as long as I have courted you. And I really do appreciate you before this year was up, coming on Fancounters and giving your side of the story. It did not disappoint, and I think it's everything that your fans wanted to hear. So thank you for finally sitting down with me.
Thank you very much, and I will back up everything I said 100%.
I believe it.
Nope.
All right. Merry Christmas to you, Scott, and your son. Okay. Good luck in 2020.
Okay. Have fun in New York where it's snowing and it's 80 degrees out here in California.
We don't like you. Take it easy, bud.
Okay, see you later.
All right, bye-bye. My thanks to Scott Davey for coming on the program this week. We do appreciate you, Scott. And now the information is out there. Everything that he has been hiding or holding back from fans is now available to you. You've heard the story straight from him. No one can hold it over his head and make him feel bad about it anymore. And we can now move on to bigger and better things, and hopefully Scott can too. If you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to share it with a friend. Be sure to subscribe to Fancounters for future episodes, especially featuring your favorite guests from Love After Lockup, and also many other celebrities that are going to be joining us in the coming weeks. We've got some great shows leading up to the new year and after, and you won't want to miss them. The only way to make sure of that is to subscribe and then rate us 5 stars on your favorite podcasting platform. If you want to email any comments or questions, you can send those to hello@fancounters.com. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Join us again next week for another great episode of Fan Counters with another celebrity guest. And until then, I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.